Good morning, Armio. I'm your anchor, Chava.
And I'm your anchor, Adriana, and this is your morning broadcast.
So let's get into some school news now. As I'm sure you've been told by your teacher multiple times, this week we have a 4-day weekend, starting tomorrow on the 12th and ending on the 15th.
Also, seniors, is it hard for you to find information about scholarships in your email?
If so, we recommend you adding Senior Class of 2021 to your Google Classroom. Here's the code. You can take a screenshot or you can ask your teacher to type it in the chat.
Here you will find everything you need to know about college and how to start planning for after high school.
Okay, so that's all the news for today. I hope this information helps out seniors planning to go to college.
Now watch this video to give you an idea of what to do for Valentine's Day.
Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make a perfect pan-seared steak for Valentine's Day that I'm sure your significant other would love. First we'll be talking about the main ingredient, the steak. It can be any cut of your choice just as long as it's 1 inch to 1.5 inches thick. Today I'm going to be using the New York steak because it has a bone in, and I'm going to be feeding these to my dogs because they're perfect nutritious treats for them. Next you're going to need a cast iron skillet. It could also be done with other pans, except it may take longer and you may not get the same results. So everything on this board is what we're going to be using as ingredients: some thyme, rosemary, 2 cloves of garlic, butter, pepper and salt, and your actual steak. The first thing you need to do is dry your steak and let it rest for 30 to 40 minutes to allow it to get a room temperature.
The reason why you want your steak to get a room temperature is to allow it to cook evenly.
This is a very important step, so you must follow it. While waiting, you can start cooking your side dishes, or you can open up all the windows inside your house, or else you'll have some smoke detectors going on.
Next, put your pan on and set your heat to high.
You want to get your pan as hot as possible, that way you get a nice crust on your steak and you perfectly caramelize your fat.
Test your pan's heat with water. If the water doesn't immediately evaporate, you need to wait a little longer. Remember, never add oil to your pan, as it will make it difficult to give your steak a crust, and it will also make it impossible to baste. Instead, lightly brush your meat with olive oil. Don't add too much, the less the better. The only purpose of the oil is to allow your seasoning to stick to the steak better. Do both sides and don't forget the edges. Now that your steak is ready, place your steak in the pan. Always lay away from you and never towards you. Now cook each side for 2 minutes to get the perfect crust. You might be tempted to move your steak around, but resist your urges. Moving the steak will only ruin your crust. After 2 minutes, flip. Don't forget to do your edges. These only take 30 seconds on each side. After giving your steak a nice crust, lower your heat to medium-low. Next, move your pan off to begin cooling it and remove your steak to halt the cooking process.
Now quickly smash your garlic so it releases all its flavors, but be careful not to cut yourself with the blade of the knife.
Now quickly add it back to your pan along with your herbs and add a whole bar of butter or around 5 tablespoons of butter. Now wait for your butter to begin to melt and turn golden brown. Be careful not to burn your butter or your steak will taste horrible. Now you can add your steak back on and baste your steak for 1 minute on each side for a perfect medium rare steak. For a well done steak, simply add another minute per side. When you're done basting, place your steak on the board and pour your butter over the steak to continue cooking and to keep your steak moist. Just be careful how much you pour or it can get everywhere. Place your herbs on top of your steak so it can absorb some of its flavor.
And now you have to wait 5 minutes to allow your steak to rest. I know it might be tempting to stab a fork into your steak right now, but think of your steak as a sponge. Right now it's absorbing all that butter and its own fat, and that's what makes your steak very moist and juicy. So there you have it, very easy, and it tastes very good. This would go better if we had some side dishes like mashed potato and stuff, so that when you're waiting for your steak to get to room temperature, that's a perfect time period to prepare all that. And that's pretty much it. See you guys next time. Well, that's all for today, Armio. If you want to see more videos like this one, make sure to subscribe to AHS Media, no space.